Should DNA testing be mandatory at birth? My answer is simple. Yes. I believe it should. Now, before you get angry, hear me out. Imagine a child is born today. The hospital records the baby's weight, the date of birth, the blood type, the footprints. And before the family leaves the hospital, a DNA test is performed. Not because anyone suspects cheating, not because anyone requested it, but because it's simply part of the process. Just like every other medical and legal check. Now, some people hear that idea and immediately feel uncomfortable. But I have a question.
Why?
We verify almost everything else. We verify identities. We verify ownership. We verify medical records. We verify legal documents. Why should paternity be based entirely on trust when science can provide certainty? Let's be honest. A mother never has to wonder whether a child is hers. She carried the baby. She gave birth. She knows. The father does not have that same certainty. He believes.
He trusts.
He assumes. And most of the time, he's right. But assumptions are not facts. A DNA test turns belief into certainty. And I don't think certainty should be controversial. Supporters of mandatory DNA testing often make a simple argument. Every child deserves to know who their biological parents are. And every parent deserves to know whether the child they are raising is biologically theirs. No surprises 20 years later. Just the truth from day one. Think about that for a moment. Imagine a man spends 20 years raising a child. He pays school fees,
Provides food.
provides shelter, attends graduations, makes sacrifices, builds his entire life around that child. Then one day, decades later, he discovers the child is not biologically his. Whether you think biology matters or not, that kind of discovery can destroy people emotionally. Not because they stop loving the child, but because they realize they were denied the truth. Mandatory testing prevents that. The truth comes out immediately, not after 20 years. There is also the legal side of this discussion. Paternity affects child support, inheritance,
Custody.
citizenship, medical history, and many other legal matters. If those things are important enough to have legal consequences, shouldn't they also be important enough to verify accurately? Now, let's talk about the biggest objection.
Trust.
Some people argue that mandatory DNA testing sends a message that all women are suspicious. I disagree. A DNA test is not an accusation. It is verification. Hospitals don't record a baby's blood type because they suspect the parents are lying. They do it because accurate information matters. The same principle applies here. Verification is not the same thing as suspicion. Then there is the argument about family stability. Critics say DNA testing could break families apart. And they're right. Sometimes it will. But let's be honest. The DNA test didn't create the problem. The problem already existed. The test simply revealed it. Blaming the DNA test for the truth is like blaming a thermometer for a fever. The thermometer didn't create the illness. It exposed it. Another concern is privacy. And this is probably the strongest argument against mandatory testing. DNA contains sensitive information. People have legitimate concerns about who stores that information and how it might be used. Those concerns deserve serious discussion. Strong privacy laws would be essential. But I don't believe privacy concerns are a reason to abandon the idea entirely. They're a reason to implement it properly. At the end of the day, this conversation comes down to one question. Would you rather know the truth immediately or discover it 20 years later? For me, the answer is obvious. Truth is not always comfortable. Truth is not always convenient. Truth sometimes hurts. But uncertainty can hurt far more. I believe every child deserves the truth. I believe every father deserves certainty. And I believe every family is better served by facts than assumptions.
So yes.
I believe DNA testing should be mandatory at birth. Not because every woman is dishonest. Not because every man is suspicious. But because the truth matters. And the earlier we know it, the better. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this discussion, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who has an opinion on this topic. This is Tammy Fubara for All Things People. See you in the next one.